The Greensboro Fire Department Training Center on Church Street has two brand new additions, a new burn building and a new fire training tower. These two new additions are going to help our firefighters be even more prepared. Chief, how many firefighters do we have working for the city of Greensboro?
We have 584 firefighters that are assigned to our department, and that kind of ebbs and flows a little bit based on retirements, but we knew our authorized strength is 584, so we're a little bit low on that now. We're getting ready to start a recruit class October 1st. We're going to hire 24 firefighters, and that'll bring us back up to full strength.
And how often are you having recruiting classes?
We do a recruitment class once a year, and we found that we have done some in the past. We've done twice a year, but the capacity of our training facility really makes it more difficult. So we try to commit to one good training class a year to be able to give the recruits the time that they need in training to learn and get all the certifications and get the background that they need to go out and ride the truck. So we feel real comfortable with one class a year, and we try to keep it at the 24-person level.
And training is full-time for what, about 6 months?
It is. It's a 6-month training. 26 weeks is what they do, and it's full. It's 8 hours a day. Some days on Saturdays. They'll rotate days around depending on what the training staff needs to do. But it is a 40-hour work week basically for the first 6 months. And then once they graduate and then go to the stations, then they obviously go to the 24, 48-hour shift.
Explain again why you needed a new training building like this.
We needed a new training facility because the old one didn't meet the needs for buildings that we have today. As you saw from the walkthrough, that this has spaces that simulated either office space or apartment space. The other building had just an open floor. It was not realistic at all. So now we can go into this structure and train more realistically, which allows our firefighters to be better trained and actually do the job better.
Before we even go in, I mean, the outside, you can tell it's different from the very beginning. I mean, that one's brick on the outside, this one is metal.
Yes, it is. Basically, shipping containers that have been stacked on top of each other to create what should be kind of a two-story house type setup.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Okay.
You've got your tower set up
That
for
would
kind
be
of
more the apartment building.
type apartment, something like that. And this is more of a residential setup with, we've got a forcible entry prop here, and then it'll have rooms set up to look like apartments or look like a house. This is one of the two burn rooms. We have one above on the second floor, and then one on the first floor here. And you come in here and see. So we'll actually be able to, this prop right here will actually have pallets stacked in it. We can light those on fire, so you'll actually have this room that'll be on fire. And they can enter from any of the doors they want to actually fight the fire. And then of course you got a drain for everything to drain out. But this would be our second kind of bedroom fire type setup. Another burn room, same kind of setup as downstairs. They'll be able to enter here. Basically we can set up different scenarios based on which door do we want them to come in through, the front door, back door, side doors into the bedroom, all that. This building allows us a lot more flexibility.
Do you do rescues as well, or simulated rescues?
We will. There'll be simulated rescues. There'll be, what we can do with this, especially with what I'm over with recruit training, you'll have 3 buildings and they do drills every Friday. So they'll hop on trucks and they get dispatched to one of the 3 buildings, and they can run different scenarios. So we can have one team that's attacking the fire, one team searching for victims, one team's ventilating the roof. So there'll be a lot of different scenarios that we can work out all within the same building. This was added on here to also, so it's basically a 2-story rooftop where they can ventilate and do what they need to do here. It's the same, like I say, we're able to work within the same building, where what we used to do, somebody would go in this building and somebody would go to a prop to simulate kind of everybody's being able to do the same thing on the same building here. And then coming around the corner, just kind of some roof space for us to be able to access and do. And then inside there is where we can clean that little area out. But that's basically all that is. It's just a roof prop for us. And then up on the top up here, we have an anchoring system, which ties in, I don't know if you saw it up on the tower, the same anchoring system up there that they can do high lines and rappel off of and do different things from here too. So it's kind of everything straight in line to where it'll allow us a little more technical rescue operations too, besides just recruit training and line training. We can do some more technical.
How does the training affect you, the time that you spend training, the time you've been spend with this team building when you're actually in those real life situations. How does it translate and how does it help?
Well, time spent in training gets you to where you can't do it wrong. You know, you don't train until you stop. Okay, we've done it. We completed it. You do it till you can't get it wrong. So when you're out there and you seeing something in training that, or in case you haven't seen something, you're more effectively able to react to something because you train as a crew. You know each other. You know your habits. You know what the person's like to do. And you just better prepare for unknown situations and known situations.
With the addition of these two new buildings, where do we stand as far as other cities and kind of the training that they're doing with their firefighters?
Well, I think it kind of puts us at the top of the heap there. Before, we had a lot of old equipment here, a lot of old buildings here that we really couldn't do a lot with. And this is new state-of-the-art type of equipment that we're going to use for the training facility. Some departments have it, some of the larger departments have it, but not quite as many as you would think. It is a costly adventure, obviously, but it's worth the investment to train the people right and get them the education, the background that they need. So it puts us at the top. And, you know, the Greensboro Fire Department is one of the top 5 departments in the country, you know, Class 1 accredited department. So if we're going to be one of those, we need to train like we're one of those departments too. So it puts us at the top of the heap for that.
What are you seeing as far as fire trends in Greensboro right now? How are we doing?
Well, our trends really are a little bit down. We run mostly medical calls. We're about 70% of our calls are medical now. And that's because we have certified EMTs that are on all of our trucks, DFib certified, so we actually have a few medications that we're allowed to give on medical calls as well. But our actual fires that we have been down. But I will say that we had a little bit of a tick up when the COVID issue started. More people at home, more people cooking at home, and cooking kitchen fires is one of our most common fires that we have. So we have seen a little bit of an uptick in those type fires, but for overall, in the fire service in general, fires are basically down.
So you feel better when you've had enough training, when you actually have to go into those real life situations?
Oh, I feel a whole lot better that the guys receive this type of training now. The veteran firefighters compliment our recruit academy captain on how well they're prepared when the recruits come out and go to the stations. We're a whole lot better prepared when we send out a recruit to the station now.
What's kept you going all these years?
I just love what I do, and it's a neat job to have. I love the people. I love being able to provide the service that we provide to the citizens here, and we take our job and our career so seriously. It's just being a part of that, and that fellowship and brotherhood that we have within the department itself. It's hard to walk away from. So after 42 years, you know, you kind of see a little bit of everything that comes through. So
the bond package that funded these two new buildings is also funding the replacement of 2 fire stations in Greensboro and a station alert system that should be ready to go in the next month or so. Find out more about what's happening at the Greensboro Fire Department, or get involved yourself by becoming a firefighter trainee by going to the website greensboro-nc.gov/fire.